Hi, my favorite first graders. I hope you're having an amazing day. I was really looking forward to reading you another Ready Freddy book this month at school. If you remember back in November, we read Ready Freddy Turkey Trouble. Well, every April, I like to read this one called Ready Freddy Save the Earth. And since we can't be together in person, I decided I would like to read you one chapter a day, and you can watch it on a video. And at the end of each chapter, I'll ask you a question and see if you can answer it. Okay, so let's think back to what we know about Ready Freddy. This is Freddy. He's the main character. And then Jesse is his friend, and Robbie is his best friend. There's also other characters, like Mrs. Whooshy, his first grade teacher, and Max, he's the bully, the mean guy in his class, and Chloe, she's kind of the annoying, silly one in his class. So in this story, Freddy has a problem again, just like the last book, and we're going to listen to find out what it is and how he solves it. So, we'll start with, there's a table of contents that shows the chapters. Today we'll read, What is Earth Day? And every Ready Freddy book starts the same. It always starts with this page. I have a problem. A really, really big problem. My teacher, Mrs. Whooshy, gave us an Earth Day challenge. But I don't know if I can do all the activities on the list by Friday. Let me tell you about it. And there's a shark on that page because Freddy loves sharks. Now, in chapter books, there are not pictures on every page, so you have to try to picture the story in your mind and imagine what's happening with the characters. So chapter 1 is called What is Earth Day? This Friday is a very special day, said our teacher, Mrs. Whooshy. I know why, said Chloe, waving her painted red fingernails in the air. You do? Asked Mrs. Whooshy. Would you like to tell the class why it is so special? Friday is my dance recital, and I am the star of the show. Is she for real? Whispered my best friend, Robbie. It's always about her, said Jessie, shaking her head. I can do some of my dance for you, said Chloe, jumping up. Right here, right now. Sit down, Dancy Pants, said Max. No one wants to see you dance. Says who? Said Chloe. Me, said Max, getting up out of his seat and walking over to her. Get away from me, you big bully, said Chloe. Max, said Mrs. Whooshy, please go back and sit down. Yeah, said Chloe with her hands on her hips. Go back and sit down. Chloe, said Mrs. Whooshy, you are not the teacher. You both need to sit down. But what about my dance? Chloe whined. Maybe you can show us another time, said Mrs. Whooshy. I want to talk about the special day on Friday. I know you have your dance recital on Friday, but that was not what I was thinking of. I know why Friday is special, said Robbie. It's Earth Day. Earth Day? What's that? Asked Jessie. It's like a holiday to celebrate our amazing planet, Earth, said Robbie. That's right, said Mrs. Whooshy. Earth Day is celebrated each year on April 22nd. Is it kind of like the Earth's birthday, said Max? Do you eat cake and ice cream? So here's Max picturing Earth Day in his mind. He's picturing a big Earth cake. Ooh, ice cream, said Chloe. I love ice cream. Cotton candy is my favorite flavor because it's pink, and pink is my favorite color. You don't eat cake and ice cream on Earth Day, said Mrs. Whooshy. You think about our beautiful planet, and then you come up with ways that you can help take care of it. That sounds cool, said Jessie. People all over the world celebrate Earth Day, said Mrs. Whooshy. When I looked on my computer, I saw that over 100 countries celebrate it, said Robbie. Over Over 100, I said. That's a lot. What are we going to do to celebrate? Asked Jessie. Well, we're going to be doing different activities all week to celebrate and to help the planet, said Mrs. Wishy. But what can kids do to help the earth? I asked. A lot, said Mrs. Wishy. Even little things add up to make the world a better place. You'd be surprised. Like what? Asked Max. You tell me, said Mrs. Wishy. I know, said Robbie. We can recycle. I recycle cans at home, said Max. You can recycle more than cans, said Mrs. Wishy. What else can you recycle? We recycle cans, plastic, glass, and paper at my house, said Jessie. Us too, I said. So here's Jessie putting her recyclables. I bet you have a recycling bin at your house. I know we use our recycling bin in our classroom a lot. You recycle all that stuff? Asked Max. Yep, I said. We just have to look on the package or the bottle to see if it has that recycling triangle on it. If it does, then we put it in our recycling bin. Good, said Mrs. Wishy. What else? We can save energy, said Robbie. How do you do that? I asked. It's easy. You can save a lot of energy by turning off the lights when you leave a room, or turning off the TV or computer when you're done with them. Leaving your computer on wastes a lot of energy. My dad always forgets to turn off the lights, said Chloe. Well, then you can turn them off for him, said Robbie. Can you think of anything else? Asked Mrs. Wishy. I know, said Jessie. We can save water. Saving water is very important, said Mrs. Wishy. Jessie nodded. My abuela, my grandma, always turns off the water when she brushes her teeth. She said that when she was a little girl in Mexico, her family didn't have a lot of clean water, so they had to save as much of it as they could. She also taught me to take a shower instead of a bath. Why? I asked. Well, you use a lot less water when you take a shower, said Jessie. I never knew that, I said. I'll have to ask my mom if I can take a shower from now on. I know something, said Chloe. Yes, said Mrs. Wishy. We can pick up trash. I think it is really yucky when people throw their trash on the ground, said Chloe, holding her nose. It's stinky and makes the park dirty. Picking up trash is a great idea, said Mrs. Wishy. I just thought of something else, I said. We can keep the air clean. What can kids do to keep the air clean? Asked Jessie. We can walk or ride our bikes instead of driving somewhere. We can also carpool when we go places, said Robbie, instead of taking separate cars. These are all fabulous ideas, said Mrs. Wishy. You see that kids really can make a difference. Even the little things add up. But I don't do all of those things, I said. Me neither, said Jessie. Well, said Mrs. Wishy, over the next 2 days, you're going to get a chance to try doing many of them during our Earth Day challenge. What's that? Said Max. It's kind of like a contest, said Mrs. Wishy. So here's Mrs. Wishy, and she wrote on the board, Earth Day challenge. Oh, I love contests, said Jessie. Me too, said Robbie. What do we have to do? Asked Max. It's time for recess, said Mrs. Wishy. So, I will tell you all about it when we get back to the room. And that's the end of chapter 1. So here's your question for today. I would love it if you could write about it, but if you can't write about it, talk about it with somebody at your house. So my question is, what do you think the Earth Day challenge will be? When you write about it, you could start your sentence like this. I think the Earth Day challenge is... What will this challenge or special contest be? What do you think they will have to do? I would love to hear your answers if you get a chance to either send me a video or send me a picture, or you can just send me a message with your answer. All right, I hope you enjoyed chapter 1. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 2. Bye-bye.